Welcome back to Finance Friday, another special edition of Money Girl, where I answer your burning money questions. Today, we have a great question from Andrea, who says, I'm 45 and have arranged my lifestyle to live on about $18,000 per year. Since I don't have a mortgage, any other debt, or kids at home, this income covers my expenses, barring any surprises. After receiving a cash windfall, I put most of it in a high-yield savings account and CDs. I also have a couple of retirement accounts from previous jobs and a Roth IRA that I plan to max out every year. After that, if I have extra money, where should I invest it? Thank you so much for your question, Andrea. I love that you're so focused on investing, even though your lifestyle includes a relatively low income. It just shows anybody can do it if it is in your focus and it's, really a priority for you. Whether you can max out a retirement plan at work, you don't have one like Andrea, or maybe you're like me and you're self-employed, there are terrific investment options to consider besides a 401k. Based on your financial situation and goals, this podcast will review the best places to invest regularly or maybe to stash a cash windfall that you're lucky enough to receive. Welcome back, everyone. Thanks for joining me. I'm Laura Adams, an award-winning author, finance spokesperson, a money speaker, founder of the Money Stack newsletter, and host of the Money Girl podcast with 43 million downloads. Be sure to follow on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you're listening to your podcast right now, so you automatically get each weekly episode. We're doing 2 a week now, Wednesdays and Fridays. This is episode 846, which means there is a lot more Money Girl for you to explore in the archive. So dig in there, see what's around, do some searching. Also, be sure to follow my Instagram account, Laura D. Adams, and the Money Girl Facebook page. If you have a question you'd like me to cover on a Finance Friday show, I'd love to cover it. All you have to do is leave it on our voicemail line. Call 302-364-0308. You can also send me an email using my contact page at lauradadams.com. And while you're there, be sure to sign up for the free Money Stack newsletter. You'll get notified when we have special events like my Smart Investing Masterclass that is coming up in a few weeks. So be sure to register. If you can't attend, we will also send out the video replay. So it's for everybody if you're interested in becoming a better investor. All right, so let's talk about how to know where to invest if you don't have a 401k, or maybe, you've plowed through your 401k, you have maxed it out and you still have money to go. Well, before making any decisions about the best place to invest or even how much to invest, I want you to be sure that you know the purpose of those dollars. For instance, do you need to save that money for short-term expenses? Maybe you've got an upcoming vacation you want to save for, or maybe you want to buy a home within the next year or two. Or is this money that you need to grow for long-term goals like retirement? So identifying the purpose of the money is key to what you do with it. Savings are for emergencies and significant purchases you want to make within a year or two, maybe up to 3 years. That money should never be invested because there's a risk that its value could decline in the short term. To preserve that short-term money, always keep it in a savings account like an FDIC-insured bank account or a money market account. However, the money for your longer-term goals, like paying for a young child's college and retiring, those funds should be invested for growth. And that does mean taking some calculated risk so your balance can get a higher return compared to what you're going to get putting it in the bank. Now, Andrea did not mention how much she has in her high-yield savings, but I would say a good rule is to keep at least 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses in a liquid FDIC-insured account. That's essential for managing unexpected expenses and any hardships that might come up, like losing your job or your business income, making any needed home repairs, or paying unexpected medical bills. Plus, a healthy emergency fund can really be the ticket for reducing money stress. It can also help you stay out of debt when surprise bills do pop up. So before investing extra money, it is really smart to shore up your financial defenses first if you haven't already done that. So let's assume you do have a healthy emergency fund and you either don't have a 401k or you have already maxed it out. Where do you go next? Well, we're going to cover 5 ways to invest for retirement after the 401k. So the first place, number 1, is to contribute to a Roth IRA. I was really glad to hear that this is what Andrea is doing. So high five, Andrea. After maxing out an employer-sponsored retirement plan or investing without one, a Roth IRA is your best option. And for 2024, the IRA contribution limit is up to $7,000 or up to $8,000 if you're over 50. And I love the Roth IRA. It's just such an excellent account because it is available to anyone with earned income. That includes minors who are working and, getting some type of part-time paycheck or full-time paycheck, and seniors. So you make after-tax contributions, but you enjoy some really nice tax-free growth in the account. And so when you take withdrawals after the age of 59 and a half, that is tax-free money. So that is just an excellent option to have in retirement. Now, before age 59 and a half, withdrawals of any untaxed earnings from a Roth are subject to taxes and an additional 10% early withdrawal penalty. However, you can withdraw your original contributions at any time because they've already been taxed. So that gives you a lot of flexibility to tap a Roth early if needed. Then, after age 59 and a half, your Roth withdrawals are tax and penalty free. In addition, there are no required minimum distributions or RMDs. That is the case with the traditional IRA, which we'll talk about next, starting at age 72 or 73, depending on your birth date. So with the Roth, you can withdraw as much as you like or as little as you like. You can even just leave it all to your heirs if you're so generous. That will give them a really nice tax-free inheritance. But the downside to a Roth IRA is that it does have income limits in order to make contributions. So it's not an option when you're a high earner. For 2024, if your modified adjusted gross income, or MAGI, is below the following, you are eligible to make a partial or a full contribution to a Roth IRA. So if you're a single taxpayer, you must have a MAGI under $161,000. If you're married and you file taxes jointly as a couple, you have to have a MAGI under $240,000 to qualify for the Roth IRA. And if you're married filing separately, you must have a MAGI under $10,000, and that's to make a partial Roth IRA contribution. So it really isn't an option if you're married filing separately. Since Andrea said her income is $18,000, she's below the limit as either a single or a married person filing a joint tax return. She did not specify what her tax filing status is, but I'm going to assume, she's one or the other. She didn't mention a spouse, so I'm going to assume that she's filing as a single. So maxing out her Roth IRA is a terrific money move. Unlike a Roth IRA, a Roth 401k or a Roth 403b at work does not have income limits. So I want you to remember that the Roth IRA is the only account that imposes these income limits. So definitely take advantage of your Roth at work if it's an option. If you want to learn more, check out Money Girl episode 757 called Roth IRA versus Roth 401k. 10 differences investors should know. All right, the second option to invest is to contribute to a traditional IRA. So if your income exceeds the Roth IRA income limits we just reviewed, your next best place to invest is a traditional IRA. Unlike a Roth IRA, a traditional IRA has no income limits. And the contribution limit per year is the same. It's $7,000 or $8,000 if you're over 50 for 2024. But you can only contribute that amount to either account or to a combination of both of them. So for instance, you could do $4,000 in a Roth IRA and $4,000 in a traditional IRA if you're over 50. But just remember that limit is the combination for both types of IRAs. And with traditional retirement accounts, you make pre-tax contributions. That gives you a really nice upfront tax deduction in the current year. And that's the case even if you don't itemize deductions on your tax return. However, your and your spouse's income does affect whether you can deduct traditional IRA contributions when you also participate in a workplace retirement plan in the same year. So if you do have a workplace plan, just note that you can always max out both the workplace plan and a traditional IRA, but those contributions to the IRA may not be fully deductible. When your 2024 MAGI reaches $87,000 as a single taxpayer, that's at the point where you cannot deduct traditional IRA contributions when you also have a retirement plan at work. Nor can married people who file joint taxes with a MAGI at or above $143,000. Additionally, if you're not covered by a workplace retirement plan, but let's say your spouse is, the MAGI cutoff for deducting all your traditional IRA contributions is $230,000. So again, I want to clarify that you or your spouse can contribute to or max out a workplace retirement plan and a traditional IRA in the same year, no matter how much you earn. However, depending on your income, some or all of your traditional IRA contributions may not be tax deductible. The third option for investing after a 401k is to open a self-employed retirement account. If you do freelance work, maybe you're a solopreneur like me, or you run a business on the side of a day job where you participate in a 401k, you can also have a self-employed retirement plan. Andrea didn't mention the source of her income, but again, if it is some portion that comes from a business, this could be an option for her. So the most popular are the Solo 401k and the SEP IRA. They allow you to contribute much more than other retirement accounts. So again, if you've got business income, the 2024 maximum for either plan is up to $69,000 if you have that much income. However, unlike a SEP IRA, a Solo 401k does allow for a catch-up contribution. So that gives those over 50 a maximum contribution of $76,500. So that's $69,000 plus a catch-up contribution of $7,500. So again, that's going to apply only to the Solo 401k. And depending on whether you have employees or plan to have employees in your business will dictate which type of retirement plan is best for you. Note that the contribution total does include any workplace contributions. So for instance, if you're under 50 and you max out a 401k at work by contributing $23,000, you can also have a self-employed plan where you put in $46,000, like a solo 401k, if you've got that much business income. So the portion that you put in at your employer's plan plus the amount that you put into your own plan, that could total $69,000. Or if you're over 50, it could go up to $76,500. So that's an excellent way for entrepreneurs without an employer-sponsored retirement plan or those with one to save more for retirement. The fourth way to invest is to use a health savings account or HSA. So after exhausting retirement account options, the next best place to invest, whether you have a retirement plan at work or not, is a health savings account. But it is only available when you have an HSA-eligible health plan. So if you qualify, the 2024 HSA contribution limit is up to $4,150 when you have an individual health plan that's just for yourself, or it's double that, $8,300 when you have a family plan. So the family plan means maybe you have a spouse on that plan or dependents or both. HSA contributions are tax deductible and you can invest them for tax-free growth. Then you get to withdraw those funds at any time to pay or even reimburse yourself tax-free for a wide range of eligible healthcare expenses. So it's a really great account. All right, and our last place, number 5, is to invest using a taxable brokerage account. So a taxable account is the next best place after you've maxed out all these tax-advantaged accounts like retirement accounts and an HSA. While it does not cut your taxes, it is incredibly flexible because you can tap it before age 59 and a half for any reason without penalty. The best brokerage accounts allow you to choose from many different investments. They might include stocks, bonds, exchange-traded funds, index funds, cryptocurrency, mutual funds, on and on. I definitely recommend funds that are well diversified. Unlike a retirement account, you pay capital gains tax on any brokerage withdrawals. So if you sell those funds and you have made a profit, you are going to pay capital gains tax based on how long you own them. Was it a short-term owned gain or a long-term gain? And so that tax can actually be lower than the ordinary income tax that you must pay for traditional retirement distributions. And some investing firms offer tailored portfolios based on your timeline, goals, and risk tolerance, making it really easy to diversify. So, check out different investing platforms that are available. There are lots of robo-investing platforms. I did a podcast recently called 8 Robo-Platform Benefits Investors Should Know. That would be a good one to check out if you are ready to open and start investing through a brokerage. To sum up, if you're like Andrea and you don't have a workplace retirement plan, you still have excellent options to create a secure financial future. And if you're fortunate enough to receive a cash windfall, that's a fantastic opportunity to improve your finances. If you need help managing it or choosing investments for any retirement account, please get advice from a professional like a certified financial advisor or a tax accountant or even a retirement planner. They can definitely help you make sure that your portfolio is diversified enough and you're taking full advantage of all its tax benefits. Thanks again to Andrea. It sounds like you're on the right path, and you may want to consider doing a rollover for your old retirement plans. If you want to consolidate everything together, that may simplify your finances a bit. That's all for now. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, here's to living a richer life. Money Girl is a quick and dirty tips podcast, and I want to thank our fantastic team. Steve Rickeberg audio engineers the show. Our director of podcast is Brandon Gachus. Our digital operations specialist is Holly Hutchins. Our advertising operations specialist is Morgan Christensen. And our marketing and publicity associate is Davina Tomlin.